It is patch 8.1. There's been some huge changes to leveling, with Blizzard making a big effort to get World PvP going again through the Warmode system. The following glitch is truly extraordinary, as it enables your character to literally never die in World PvP, and indeed renders the concept of death irrelevant, allowing the player to gain the Warmode bonuses permanently with zero risk. First, talk to Sir Kazal here in your garrison. He allows you to enter a number of old LFR instances from Warlords of Draenor. Spam all of them until you can't have any more. Then one raid will pop and you should enter it and then teleport out of the raid. Note that you must enter the active raid and teleport out, or this exploit will not work. Now, we've got a bunch of old LFR instances stacked in a queue waiting for us. Now, I'm going to show you how to use this in game. So, I'm being attacked by this mob here, and I'm in combat. Now, we'll pretend like this mob is actually dangerous and try to escape into the LFR raid. Now, don't try and teleport to the active raid, that won't work because you're in combat. What you do is somewhat counterintuitive. You actually click on Leave Instance Group, and when that happens, the next LFR raid in your queue pops, and you can enter this raid even in combat, as I'm showing here. And what this means is that you can escape any combat situation in seconds. And of course, when you return, you're out of combat, back at the same place that you left. But the power of this exploit doesn't even end there. You can actually use it to bypass death altogether. I'm going to kill myself by using Unstuck here. Now, as before, I leave Instance Group, and the next LFR raid pops up while I'm dead. Then I get taken to Highmall Coliseum, and once in Highmall, I again teleport out of the dungeon. And now, I miraculously return to life at the location I left in Borellis. Now you can see here I'm in a live world PvP situation. I use Ice Block to make sure I'll survive for the few seconds necessary to leave the instance group and see the next LFR raid in the queue pop, and I port to the instance, leaving the Horde wondering where I went. You can take as much or as little time in the instance as you want before returning, and you can restore your health as necessary. If for whatever reason you don't have a Draenor garrison, you can instead use the Seat of Knowledge above Mogushun Palace in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. There you'll want to talk to Lawwalker Han, who offers the same range of old LFR scenarios that Sir Kazal does. And as you can see, the exploit works in exactly the same way. The only difference being that you're joining Mr. Pandaria LFR rather than Warlords of Draenor LFR. What I absolutely love about this exploit is that it works exclusively to the advantage of the outnumbered and the underdog in a battle situation. While the LFR instances are active, you can't group with other players, which means raid groups that form to kill leveling or undergeared solo players can't use it. It is therefore an excellent way to take advantage of the 30% bonus from Warmode without any additional risk. Indeed, I think of it more as an anti-griefing mechanism than an actual exploit. Now I'm going to show you a live example of in-world instant resurrection. I'm running into this massive horde here. Often due to poor sharding, you'll get ambushed by a multitude of players and stun locks, which will normally be fatal unless you have some kind of invulnerability mechanic not on cooldown. And I'm now very dead. But I can still enter Blackhand's Crucible and port back to the location I just died at, now fully alive. Another thing you can also do is go into stealth in the raid instance, and then re-enter the world. You can see my mage's invisibility persists through the portal, and this makes this exploit most powerful for rogues and feral druids, since effectively it gives you a vanish with no cooldown, extending the primary ability of those classes and making them ludicrously overpowered. Now, there's also some interesting, very advanced strategies. For example, you can clear the trash in the raid instance and then aggro a raid boss, and that will reset many of your cooldowns depending on your class. And naturally that's going to be a very effective strategy if you've been fighting an opponent and both of you have been taken down to low health. So there's the video. Some of you may be considering the potential of duplication opportunities using this exploit. I'd ask anybody who is considering such a thing to keep their comments to a private forum if possible. If you like this video, why not subscribe? And if you really liked it, then why not consider joining my super secret Patreon feed, where exploits like this one and a lot of material that's too hot for YouTube get published as soon as I discover them. Thank you for watching. This has been Archfelder.